Alright, it is that time, finally, where I'm going over and finishing the egg plane challenge. Sorry if this video feels a little bit out of place or sounds different or anything like that. I literally just got my computer out of the box today to do this, or actually yesterday, and I don't know if anything has changed, but it all seems right, and I've not made a video in a long time, so I might be out of the groove a little bit, so apologies for that. Also, I'm sorry about the delay in this challenge, but I'm really excited about it, and I know I kind of just sprung it on you guys in the last couple of days that it would be finishing, but that has kind of been what my schedule has been like for the last month or so. But yeah, so I've been working a lot, and that's been good, and I'm very happy about doing all of that, but it does mean that I don't get nearly any time to do any Stormworks stuff at all. This is literally the first time I've booted it up in a very long time. But yeah, so we'll just get right to it. Hopefully I don't ruin anybody's planes. They all look absolutely amazing. Just a quick overview for anybody who has not been up to date on this challenge. The challenge basically was just to choose an aircraft, anything you want, and recreate it in an egg version. So the criteria was very simple. It was pretty much just that. You're allowed XML glitches, pretty much anything you want as long as it is indeed an egg. So these are all absolutely outstanding creations that really just are exactly what the challenge was about, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. Alright, here we have our very first submission. This is the F-16 Vipeg. I hope I'm saying that right. This is by Fire Dude, and this looks absolutely awesome. I think this is the only fighter jet that we kind of have in the challenge, which is kind of neat. Oops, I'm going to try not to tip it over. Really nice shaping all along here through everything. Looks like we got a radar or something in there. But yeah, the shaping on this looks really nice, and you can come up top, and if I can remember my buttons, and you can see all the detailing up top and with the gun on the side, so some really nice XML work in there. Let's go ahead and hop on in. Again, I've not been on the game for a very long time, so I'm trying to kind of remember everything, and everything's just different setup, so bear with me. Yeah, gonna get through it. Let's go ahead and get cockpit lights on. We'll keep that off. We'll go ahead and have stabilizers on. Actually, no, we'll start with them off. Let's go ahead and turn on the systems. We got nice little scrolly things here. That's pretty cool. We do have a map as well, and that looks like it just zooms in and out on our location. We got a cool little HUD. What's here? Disable parking brake, gear up. And then we got our throttle right there. So how do I close canopy? Right there. Perfect. This is a really nice small little canopy, so this looks as eggy as it gets, which is really neat. You really got the look of that down, and it definitely resembles an F-16, so really good job on that. We actually got all the moving control surfaces, which is really cool. Yeah, we got a rudder, what do we got? We got ailerons, and we got a elevator system on the back, so that's really cool. And those are the entire thing, so yeah, those are pretty perfect. We've also got some weapons, but I don't really do weapons, and I think it's turned off as well, so we'll just kind of leave that. We do have auto chaff, battery, fuel, and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get the engine turned on here. I'm going to go ahead and get that turned off, and I have a mod turned on, so it'll sound like an actual jet engine, which will be kind of fun. That's just left on from whenever I was doing some testing with Endo. I didn't start a new world, I just kind of loaded into whatever I had going. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down just a little bit more for my sanity. Hopefully all the levels and everything are good for you guys, and I'm just going to take off from the ground here, because I don't have a ton of time for everything, so we'll just kind of hope that works out. If it does, great. If not, we'll restart. There's a dog somewhere. Let's go ahead, and we got up down for our throttle as well, but we can go ahead and just hold it there. There we go. We go right on up. It flies really nice and level. Let's go ahead and put gear up. There we go. Not quite sure. I bet that front gear is probably supposed to do something. Can't quite tell. Got a little bit of phantom forces there. Maybe it stays there. I'm not sure. That back landing gear really tucks away really nicely, so really good job on that. Let's try the stabilizers. Yes, does it actually? It looks like it auto adds a little bit of rudder or something whenever you actually roll, which I really love. Just because it kind of makes it a little bit more realistic, because you shouldn't have to add a ton of rudder to turn just a little tiny bit. So we're just going to go with that. But yeah, so really good. We auto stabilize, so it's holding us where we want to be. And we fly really, really nicely. Let's go ahead and go up a little bit. We'll do a little loop-de-loop. Not quite sure if that wheel's supposed to tuck in anymore or not, but it's alright. It looks really nice here flying. Yeah, it looks great in these mountains. And again, I love the moving control surfaces. That's super cool. You also got the shaping and lights and everything like that, so really good job on that. I'm not going to try and land. I don't think I normally try and land in the challenges, but it normally just ends in catastrophe. But I really love the way this flies. It's really smooth. Yeah, I don't know much more to say about it. Really cool little plane here, Fire Dude. I really love the look of it. It flies really well. I'm really impressed by that. I do love the, I think, incorporation of the rudder here. You can tell that it's trying to turn, like I'm just doing AD right now and we're turning. So that's really nice. But yeah, so we'll just go ahead and end it there. Really great job. Sorry for the wait again, everybody. I do appreciate your patience, but I'm glad that I can finally get to it. We'll see if I do another one or not. If I do, you'll have to wait again for a very long time, which kind of works out. We'll see. I can also try and get somebody else maybe to help me out with them, and maybe do them. I don't really know how it'll work yet. This is the first time I've opened the game for probably a month or so. But yeah, so really cool plane, and we'll move on to the next. Alright, here we have the Cessna 172 Egghawk. This one is by Razor, and I absolutely love this one. The decoration on it is spot on. Yeah, anybody who's in aviation can definitely appreciate the old classic Cessna look. It's amazing. I love it. The proportions on this one are really good as well. Looking down at it, it looks like a Cessna, but it's still like egg. Yeah, I'm really impressed by this one. It looks like there's no XML either, not that I can tell. So really good job getting the look without XML, I think. We got the big flaps on there. There was some stuff for landing and all that, but I don't think I'm going to land. We'll see how it goes, but probably not. But yeah, so we got the nice big struts. We got the refuel. Yeah, I wish there was a port that had this, but a pipe off to the side, because then you could like refill with the wings and everything. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, really cool job. I love that paint job so much. You even got the little baggage cart door, whatever I'm saying there. So let's go ahead and open up the door. We got the beautiful cramped seats, and there we go. Best seat in the house back here. We got the gyro, some stuff back here. We got a wrench. That is a torch from Endo's stuff again. So some of the stuff will look a little bit different, just the items. We got a fire extinguisher. Let's go ahead and door latch. Do that. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and do start run. There we go. We got that nice kind of planey sound just with the mod. So hopefully you guys like that a little bit, and I'm not just annoying you all. Was not on purpose, but I don't feel like making a new world, and it's kind of cool and makes sense to have kind of really sounds with kind of a really challenge based off actual things. We got a parking brake there, GPS, got some blank microcontrollers, so awesome job removing the label for that. I really appreciate that always. Let's see, we got the H menu, roll, we got all of our stuff there. We got space is parking brake. No, sorry, space is the wheel brakes, 1 is parking brake, 2 is flaps up down, and that is just, looks like 2 modes, up and down, and then we've got altitude hold. So let's go ahead and flip the parking brake off. There we go. We got wind direction, waypoint distance, engine temperature, RPM, GPS Y and X, and our fuel level. Looks like we just got a small fuel tank on there. Oh, good. All right, all of that is good. We do got some nose wheel steering, which is neat. And I'll line up with the taxiway for this. I'm not quite sure how long this one takes to take off. I assumed that the jet engine on the last one would probably aid in its getting up in the airiness, quickiness. But yeah, I love this look of it. Yeah, it looks squatted as well, and it's about as eggy as you could get a Cessna 172. So you should be really happy with that, and with no XML, which is always a difficult feat. So we'll just go ahead and throttle up here. There we go. We'll just pin it as we go down, and we'll go ahead and go up. There we go. Right up we go. No landing gear on this bad boy. We'll go ahead and bring the throttle back a touch. We got perfect speed too. Yeah, this definitely feels like you're in a Cessna. Oh, we got auto rudder as well, I think. Do we? Yeah, we do. I really love that. That's a nice little kind of realistic-y feel to the aircraft, which a few people have done already. So yeah, I really do like that incorporated. Just means that you don't have to constantly be kind of tapping the rudder to get the little adjustments that you want while you're in a turn angle. Yeah, kind of sounds weird with the engine. It just kind of sounds like a diesel boat right now. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of trim. Yeah, I kind of feel like landing this right now, so we're gonna go ahead and do a super sketch landing. If I decide to land your plane, you cannot judge me because I am severely underslept right now, and I have not been on the game for a very long time, so no promises it won't end in complete disaster, but we'll see. We'll go ahead and make those wheels stop spinning with the space bar. I'm not needed to press the rudder, which is awesome. Looks like it is just back brakes as well, which is cool. There we go. We'll go ahead and lose some altitude here. Not sure if I should do it in first person or not. We got a bunch of stuff here as well, which I didn't actually go over and even see. So that's all nice. We'll go ahead and line up a little bit nicer here. As well as two of the gauges here for the stuff. Oh, God. All right, let's bring the speed back a touch. We need to be going, I think he said 80 knots. As well as flaps down, so we'll go ahead and engage those flaps. Coming down at a perfectly steep angle here, but it's going to be mint, and I'm going to completely butter this landing until I have to pull up and lose all of my speed suddenly. We'll try and keep it around 80. 85, there we go. Alright, that looks not bad. Uh-oh! That land kind of came up, and the engine felt like it kind of didn't love me at the end there. But look, we're on the runway. If I didn't hit the mountain on the way to the runway, it would have been perfect. And I pressed parking brakes instead of 2 for flaps. That's not good. It also, what was it? What's the words I'm looking for? It brings the throttle down whenever you're on the ground, so it can tell if you're on the ground or not, and you're just coming in from landing, and it'll actually bring the throttle down for you, which is a super cool little feature just to reduce the pilot workload, so you can kind of come in and not have to worry about a ton of different things. But yeah, really great job, Razor. I really love this plane a lot. It's got that perfect Cessna feel to it, and as well as egginess, and you can cram 4 people in here, so very impressive. I don't think any XML, but yeah, I really love this one. Great work, and we'll go to the next. All right, here we have the Eggston Clipper. I'll put that up on chat, how he spelled it, with egg, because it is indeed an egg challenge. He has quite the workshop page, so go and check that out if you feel like some light reading before you go to bed. You'll be there for a couple of hours, but all great stuff. He really took Make a Workshop page to heart and ran with it, so I love that. I love this plane. I think it's one of the only seaplanes in the challenge, I believe. This is a little bit of a smaller challenge, which I definitely appreciate at this moment whenever I don't have a ton of free time, but I really love all of the entries so far. And I'm getting these ones done just a little bit before because they said that it is completely done and there will be no changes afterwards. But yeah, so I'm kind of doing that a little bit before because I got to go for a little drive tomorrow back home. And yeah, I can't be doing this at the same time, so I figured I would get half of them done tonight before. But back to this, really cool looking aircraft. Definitely uses some glitches and stuff to stay afloat because look at that. Little tiny hull. He did an amazing job of getting that seaplane hull in the back. He's got a little rudder in there as well. But yeah, absolutely nailed the look of this thing. He's even got the little angle to the wing in there, so it all just really fits together really nicely. Let's actually get into it and see what this is all about. We got a nice little cargo compartment back here. Was that a labeled? Oh, he didn't relabel a controller. Definitely gonna take away points actively for him not doing that. We got lights, lights, lights. None of that works, so probably need a battery turned on, as I would imagine. I'm guessing that's lights as well. This looks like a little bathroom. Really cool little bathroom. I like that a lot. We got nice little seating. We got that blue look to it. We got decoration and seat decoration, so there's some labeling there. Really cool little kind of storage rack. That's kind of a cool way to do it. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just using stock railing. I don't know how I've never thought about doing that. That fits really well. More lights and stuff. We got some equipment. We got some equipment, and we got kind of like a little mooring and exit here. Right there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So we can go ahead and crawl on out of here, and look at that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We even got like the little railing and stuff. So that's a cool little use for this front area. And we just fold right away. And we got a little seal here, so we're still waterproof. So I really like that. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. We got a nice little railing there. Eggs. My brain is just thinking eggs now. But we got a nice little railing there. We can go ahead and come all the way up. We got a nice little viewing area here. Just like that, we can see all around us. I love those windows. We got more seating back here, some more lights and lights and lights. These seats look like they're all removed their labels. We got like a little bar area, some more seating, little sink. We got a crouch down in here, not quite sure. Oh, it's called baggage locker. And baggage locker. And we got some really nice little curtains. I love these. I think he was saying he stole those from somebody else. But really cool. I love the little coloring with them as well. And little beds so you can get tucked away at night and wake back up and continue flying the plane in the morning. So let's go ahead and get this thing actually up and going. None of that, none of that, none of that. Let's go ahead over to here. Turn on the auxiliary power master avionics. We'll go ahead and get all of our magnetos on. Oh, there we go. Make sure that our fuel boost is on, or all of our lights are all on. Go ahead and tap some throttle in there, just to keep it alive. I don't know if it needs that or not. There's engine 1. We're going to hear it roar into life. We'll go ahead and get 3, 2, and 4. There we go. So we are up and alive. It's mildly loud for me, so I'm going to turn that down a touch. Hopefully it's not overwhelmingly loud or quiet for you guys. Oh, we got RPMs right in front of us as well. So I've got no H menu, which is a no-no for me, but I'm guessing it's just the basics. Oh, we actually got ailerons, and do we have It looks like we've actually got all of our working control surfaces, which is super cool. I love that. Let's go ahead and turn a little bit. This is working really well for a seaplane already. Those are very difficult to do for anybody who hasn't tried making one yet, especially with glitches. A lot of PIDs involved. And we sound like a old Navy boat powering to life here. Let's go ahead and just full throttle. We'll go ahead and lift on out. There we go. To 130. We'll go up a little bit more so I don't crash because I'm not looking. And there we go. We sped up quick. It's a quick little plane. Let's go ahead and see if he incorporated the rudder at all with any turning. I can't quite tell. I don't think so. Maybe? I can't really tell. It flies really nice though. It also absolutely looks amazing, of course. And it's about as eggy as you can get. It really looks like the Clipper, but just eggy. You all have done an absolutely outstanding job of that. Again, I love this hull. Yeah, those are very difficult to do on aircraft. Make the hull look kind of natural and realistic without just kind of looking stupid. Controls are a little bit quick. Not as kind of, what's the word? Not maybe graceful? I don't know. I'm slacking in better terminology right now. But yeah, it flies really nicely. It's responsive. I think the roll is just a little bit sudden. It could be nice to just kind of smoothen out a touch. But yeah, it took right off. Really good job stabilizing it. It kind of felt natural coming out of the water. It didn't feel like too forced. Just with the glitches, you can kind of overdo it really quickly. And of course, I love the paint job. This is Exit's kind of signature look with that green and the white. So I love that he's staying to his look. Let's go ahead and slow down a touch, because we don't need to be going full throttle. We'll just go 140 and we'll come in for a landing. I'll bring us quite a bit further down. All of that is working. I love that paint logo on the side as well. That looks awesome. Yeah, this one's awesome. I love the shaping on this. I'm really glad I forced you to make this exit. We'll go ahead and slow down a little bit more. And we'll come in for a beautiful landing. Doop. That was a little bit more graceful than my last one. And we'll go ahead and just bring the throttle down to nothing. And there we have it. Really cool plane exit. I really love this. A lot of really nice work on this. Cool little XML details everywhere as well, like those exhaust ports. And the exhaust actually comes out from right there as well, so really nice kind of attention to detail on all of that. But yeah, great work exit. And we'll go ahead and go to the next one tomorrow. Alright, here we have the Chinook. This is a really cool one. I believe this is our only helicopter. Maybe not. I think we've got like an old Russian VTOL. But yeah, I think this is the only straight up helicopter. So this is based off the Chinook. This is by Duke God. Yeah, this is really cool. A lot of really nice little details in here, especially with the paint. Its nickname is the Deviled Egg. So we got a really nice little paint scheme on there for that. And some nice little logos as well. And we got some weapons as well. So I'm not quite sure if those are turned on, so we can go ahead and find out. We got all the wheels, and looks like we got some winches and stuff too, which we can have some fun with if we need to. We can go ahead and do the cargo door, and look at that. The gun auto kind of corrects for it, so that's really cool. We can hop on up here. It is indeed connected. We'll go ahead and try turning that off again. There we go. It just hides right away. Really nice compact interior. Looks like we have some fuel tanks in the roof, so we can't actually just stand up regularly. Yeah, we got some first aid kits. Again, those are just reskinned. We do have microcontrollers not named with things on it, which is a little bit kind of not immersive. Really like these seats back here, the cargo seats, and then we've got some side gunners as well, which can move around. Very cool. Oh, it looks like it also has a spotlight. That. Might need power or something on, but that did not look like it worked. Oh, we also can do stairs. And there we go. So that's really cool. I love that. I love having it be able to actually work at both functions. So we'll go ahead and hop on in the pilot seat. They're actually labeled correctly. So helicopters, you ride in the right. So we can do disable park, position hold, main breaker. So we'll go ahead and flip that over. A lot of nice little buttons here, so it kind of feels like I'm actually in a helicopter, not just kind of start and move. We'll go ahead and disable rotor brake. We can actually open up the cargo bay door and the stairs from here, which is nice. We'll go ahead and turn on our anti-collision lights. We can change the lights, the dome lights here. We'll just leave them off for now. We do have mag-alls below us, so we can go and pick some stuff up. And what is that? Aft winch and fore winch. So let's go ahead and tick over the engine here. We've got flight modes. So we've got idle, flight, and airlift. So we'll go up into flight mode. Very cool. I really love the look of this one. A lot of really nice details along it as well, which is nice. And I don't think any XML. Oh, what am I doing? Right in front of me, the windows. I think I did that on an old challenge too, and then a ton of people corrected me. They're like, no, this thing is absolutely filled with XML. Flies really nicely. No trouble getting it up into the air. There we go. There we have it. Perfect. And we're hovering here really nicely. That looks awesome. I love that. So let's go ahead and give it some forward movement here. Let's check out the screens as well. What do we have here? Autopilot. Oh. There we go. And I think that's everything. So we got nice little screens. Yeah. Oh, I like having the windows down there as well. So I really like this cockpit design. You can actually see everywhere you want to see. Yeah. Really nice. Seems to fly pretty well though. How fast are we going? Kilometers. That's a good speed. It looks like we're yawing over a bit as well while we're going. I don't think I've added any trim or anything like that, no. I'm not quite sure where it's doing that, just a little bit. Maybe just some of the trimming that it's auto doing or whatever. But we also seem to turn the opposite direction whenever we roll, which is a little bit weird. Yeah, that's a bit weird, because normally I would want to roll into my corner kind of, and it kind of like pushes you out of it actually. It's like I hold it right, and oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Let's see if I can correct it. There we go. All right. So we saved it. That's good. It was really easy to save. I do think that we lost something though. Something broke. Oh, we're a little jittery now. But yeah, so I've just had a little bit of issues there with the rolling. I kind of have to use my yaw to turn anywhere I want, which is alright. But I kind of lose stability a bit whenever I do that. So I might just be doing something wrong. There's also no workshop page, so I'm kind of having to do a little bit of guesswork here. But yeah, it's kind of hard to turn. We do also have the disable position hold, so maybe that's something. No, we still kind of turn out of the corner whenever I try and turn. I'm guessing, yeah, that's probably just for whenever we're actually down on the ground and trying to hover above it or whatever. But yeah, it flies pretty well other than that. Just that rolling and turning kind of messed me up just a little bit. We also having a little bit of trouble trying to go down. Every single time I get close, it kind of just pins me back up a little bit. But there we go. Perfect. Awesome. I really love this one. It looks really awesome. It functioned mostly pretty well. Had a couple of issues here and there. But yeah, great job, Dude God. I really loved it. And I'm happy we got a helicopter in here. Alright, here we have the Egg 7.47. This is by Captain Crocker. Love the name and love the aircraft. This one looks awesome. This is a very large aircraft IRL, so this is probably a pretty good one to do as an egg plane. And I think it came out really perfect. A lot of really great real details on here, just with the landing gear. And what do we have down here? Ground power, and got the engines crammed in there and all the control surfaces. But yeah, so that's really awesome. So let's go ahead and hop on up here. There we go. Get in from the roof, and we'll go ahead and sit in the captain's seat here, and we'll get the hatch down. Yeah, this one looks really cool. I love the look of this. It looks exactly like how I would imagine an egg version of a 747 would be. So let's go ahead and get it up and going. Up here we've got battery master. Let's go ahead and turn on some lights here. We'll leave that. We'll go ahead and get panel lights, seat belts. Let's see, we got reversers, turbine start, fuel. Let's go ahead and get the turbine start on. We got our N1, N3, N4, N2. And let's go and see the checklist real quick. I think it's pretty much what I would imagine it is. Yep, let's go ahead and get the generator on now. And we got volts, battery, all that fun stuff. So for takeoff, we want flaps 10, reversers on, park brake release. So let's see what we have here before we get going. We have heading, altitude, lights, and we got a GPS, so we're not going to be playing around with any of the GPS stuff. just flying around having some fun. That's really cool. We got little like passengers in there. I love that. That's a cool way of doing it. So that, because there's really no way to have just a ton of seating in there. So you just paint them in. I love that. That's a really cool way to do it. So let's go ahead, and we got taxi lights, landing lights. All of that I think is good. Did I turn? Yeah, generators on. Seatbelts. All right, we got an FA call. Yeah, none of the autopilot stuff. Really love all the details in here. It kind of feels like I'm actually in the plane. We got some rudder pedals down there. Those are pretty cool. What are those? Oh, they're just, I think they're just like cooling manifolds down at the bottom or something like that. But those look pretty cool though. There's like 3 parts that kind of integrate into there that make it look pretty real. Let's see. The great part about these challenges is that I can just see everybody's idea and then steal them all later. And then make a ton of subscribers off of it. That's what this is all about. This is my idea behind the challenges since day 1. So let's go ahead and get flaps at 10%. There we go. What else do we got? Let's make sure that we follow the checklist. Reversers armed, parking brake off. Alright, reversers armed, and my parking brake. Oh, there we go. Oh, parking brake there. It's just behind the seat. There we go. So that's alright, so we found that. Kind of hiding behind my arms there. So I probably should have turned that on at the start, but I did not see it. So let's go ahead, we got thrust. So let's see what we got on the H menu. We got roll, pitch, left, right, yaw, up, down, thrust, brakes. So let's go ahead and increase the power here a bit. And we'll go ahead and just take off on the taxiway. We got a little APU exhaust in the back too. That's a cool way to do it. Nice little added detail. We'll go ahead and add a little bit more power so I don't take 20 minutes to get out. This sounds pretty cool with the modded engine sounds. Hopefully it's not too quiet for you. We got headphones on in this seat, so it's a little bit more quiet. Let's go ahead and turn on some lights here. Oh, we should probably get our taxi lights on. We'll leave the landing lights off. Moves with the tire. All right. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. I think we're all good. Yeah, I think that's it. So we'll go ahead and flip that on. Beautiful. And we will go ahead and just full throttle it out of here. What was this? V1, 100 knots. All right. There we go. Pull her back. We'll go ahead and get the landing gear up. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get my flaps up. How quick were we? 165? That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little speed here. Let's go ahead and trim it a little bit. There we go. There we go. I want to see what these guys look like at night. That's awesome. Oh, I got my landing lights on. I love that. That's super cool. I love those little guys with little arms sticking out. Let's go ahead and make that daytime again. And let's go turn and probably bring the thrust back a little bit. And let me go check the list to make sure I didn't miss anything. Probably turn the reverser's arm off. There we go. I can't tell. I think we've got some rudder action going on. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and try landing this actually. I kind of feel like landing a 747. That sounds like fun. Flies really well though. So let me look at the landing. Oh, actually we're right here. I'm gonna bring that speed down quite a bit. I think I'm gonna miss this runway here. We'll go around and come around from the other side. Because I gotta get a little bit of time to bring my speed down and everything as well. I'm holding down and my thrust is not really doing a whole lot, so I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm trying to slow down. Let's see if speeding up works. But I don't seem to be slowing down ever. But I can continue to speed up. I just can't go back down. Do I have... Oh, I have a little bit of trim in. Do I? I think I did, but I'm still not slowing down. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about. I can speed up, no problem, but I cannot slow back down. Which is a little bit odd. I would like to be able to change my speed at my own discretion. So we're just going to kind of come in really quick, unless I'm just missing something really obvious, but I've been holding down for a while now. Let me go ahead and get my gear down. This is going to be very fast to be doing anything. So this might be incredibly sloppy. Let's go. Oh, they're all actually moving. That's pretty cool. Alright, let me pause this real quick, and I'm going to go look at the checklist real quick. So let's go ahead and get my reversers armed, and let's go ahead and bring the flaps down. Coming in nice and quick. I cannot slow down. So we're just kind of maxed out here, which is a little bit weird. Oh, I think I've got thrust down here, which I can do. Okay, that works. I can do that. I gotta retrim. So that works, but the up-down arrow does not seem to work, which is a little bit odd. But I have that, so it's just gonna be a little sketch. Keep bringing that down a little bit. We'll go ahead and do more flaps. Trim it. I need less thrust, less thrust. There we go. Alright. Gear is down. Coming in at 115 knots. We'll go ahead and add more flaps. Reversers are armed. We'll retrim. Not hit this mountain. I hate this approach. I only like coming in the other way. Definitely gonna hit that mountain. There we go. Alright. Let me slow down a little bit more. More flaps. Definitely should have been looking at what I was doing. Alright. Brakes. And I gotta manually bring my thrust down all the way there. Do we have... Alright, I think we're good. Could hear the thrust reversers doing something. That's pretty cool. Oh, they actually got the buckets that come out? That's awesome. Let's go ahead and turn that. And we'll go ahead and turn out of it. So yeah, a little bit sketch not being able to change my thrust with the up-down. That was a little bit odd. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. Oh no, did I go the wrong way? I think I went the wrong way. Uh-oh. That's not good. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, really cool plane. That was a lot of fun. I gotta turn that down for my sanity. It flew really nice, it took off really nice. I absolutely love all the aesthetics and the little window details. That was a cool way to do it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why the up-down on the H menu wasn't really working, so having to use that throttle on the right was a little bit sketch just coming into land, but that might have been a me thing, but I'm not quite sure. So thanks for this mission. We will go to the next now. Alright, here we have the F-14J Eggcat. This is by Noir, and this thing looks absolutely insane. Look at all the detailing along here. So the paint block details just kind of never end on this plane. Love those too. This thing just absolutely looks amazing. We got the Strike Panther logo on the back, a bunch of lights and everything. So many details. This thing is just packed with details, and it just looks absolutely stunning. So let's go ahead and sit back here. We've got Industrial Whack as a little thing here in the middle of your screen. Let's see, we've got, so I'm guessing that's probably his HUD that's being used or something like that. You guys should definitely go check that out if you haven't. It's pretty cool. So let's go up to the front seat. Right there, we got Industrial Whack loading. So we got a big loading screen, and there we go. So yeah, this is the HUD that Whack was working on. So this is super cool to see incorporated in one of the aircrafts that is in this challenge. And let's go ahead and turn some stuff on here. We'll go ahead and turn the canopy down. Love that window. That's super cool. I wish we could do like full windows for that, because that would be sick. Let's do brakes are fine, drop tank gear, flaps, hook, backlights, TF30. Let's go ahead and get wing sweep. That's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and turn on MFD power. And there we go. All right, let's get our nav lights on. And where do I actually start this thing? There's a bunch of stuff here we can do as well, I bet. That's pretty cool. So we got a bunch of different pages. Fuel. And those look like they might just be empty. So there is no workshop page for this one, which is a little bit odd. But that is alright. We'll go ahead and turn on that. Keep that volume a little bit lower. There we go. This thing looks mean. Oh, there we go. I think one of my tires is a little bit... Oh! I'm used to space being brakes. Let's go ahead and get some flaps in. And I'm just going to take off. Right here. Oh. I feel like we're going to get snagged on something, so make sure that's off. And I'm just going to full throttle out of here. Oh, throttle up is 2. I've been going up down on the space. There we go. Holy. We are nice and quick. Let's go ahead and get my gear up. Where's my gear? Gear. Awesome. So that just tucked away right away. And we auto rudder whenever we turn. Let's see. I think my flaps are down. I cannot quite tell. There we go. We do have a gyro as well, which we can turn on. Let's do none of that. We got wing sweep. Oh, I pressed the wrong one. Ooh, look at that. This thing is insane. It's so well put together. Everything just fits so nicely. I do prefer flying with the gyro on. Just with this, I'm not a fighter jet person. But yeah, that option is there if you want. You can just press 5, and then you can kind of do whatever you want. We got all the moving control surfaces in the back. We got the elevators. We got a bunch of weapons, drop tanks, all that fun stuff. So this thing is just packed full of everything you ever need. I'm not going to try landing this thing. I cannot, for the life of me, ever land fighter jets. But this thing just looks insane. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get that gyro turned back on. Again, that's nice having the gyro option. And it does fly really nicely, especially with the gyro on, personally. That's what I prefer. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of trim here just so we fly level. Yeah, this thing's insane. So it flies really nicely. I cannot get over all the details and just kind of how well everything fits together on this thing. So you should be very happy with that. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything here. We got a bunch of cool little detail screens, which we can flip between whatever we want. We can bring that throttle down a touch so we're not just full power. And we have wax screen, which is really cool. I kind of wish that it let you do it in third person though, because that would be pretty convenient. It might also be nice to have a button to turn it off, just that if you're pressing buttons and stuff, it's like not right there, but we do also have the little crosshair there, which we can kind of help to see. But yeah, so we're nice and quick, bunch of cool details. We got our bearing at the bottom. But yeah, bunch of cool stuff. So really good job on this. I absolutely am a huge fan of all of the paint details and just everything about this aircraft. So great job, and we'll go to the next. Alrighty, here we have the Fairey Egghawk MK1. This is by Sleet01. I'm really glad somebody did one of these. This thing is absolutely awesome. It looks like you did a really great job of it. So let's go ahead and do a little walk around here. We got landing gear compartment here with like little ground power. Some nice little details here. We got a nice painted egg up top, so that's really cool. I think we're rolling, so might need to turn the parking brake on. Luggage compartment, so that's really cool. We actually got luggage back there. And what is that button? That is an unlabeled button, which I'm never a fan of, so I'm going to leave it. And we'll go ahead and close that up again. And let's see, we also got a ladder over here. We can hop on up and do some engine maintenance or whatever we need. So I think that's it. So let's go ahead and hop on in. Very kind of Russian feeling colors in here with a British flag. Some nice stuff here. We got a call button and light button, so that's really cool. Nice detailing all along there. And I think there's that. Oh, okay, so that's a door to the back. We got some nice paint details in here as well. Nice little kind of like galley area, and then some luggage. Oh, that's all disconnected. That's kind of neat. What's that? Defibrillator and track. So let's go ahead and close that. And what's that? Not quite sure what this button does. Oh, there we go. I'm not quite sure if that button's supposed to do anything or not. But that's a cool door. I like having that. Let's see. Oh, we've actually got like a collective thing here. It says use collective and then question mark. Does this actually move? Oh, I don't think it actually moves. Is that... okay, so it seems like we can just fly from either seat we want, which is good. Oh, we got seat height. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like being able to adjust that. A lot of really nice windows everywhere. And this thing is absolutely insane. So let's try it out. Let's go... I've not read the checklist yet, so I should probably go and do that. Oh, it seems like you pretty much just add in engine power. Yep. Alright, that's nice and simple enough. Let's turn on some lights here. We'll leave all of those off because I just forget that. Main door override. Uh-oh. It's dead. There we go. Alright. So... let's try just adding a little bit of collective here. Where am I at? W and S is pitch. Oh. Alright, so we'll go with that. A lot of moving parts on this thing. Nice XML work all over there too to just kind of get it to integrate into it really nicely. And you can still see out of it. We got some good details here that we need. There we go. Green feels good. So we're just going to go ahead and go up. And we'll go up. So that worked really nicely. Does the gear? Yeah, the gear goes up. So I'll find that button in a second. Let's see. Oh, it does move. Awesome. So if I go up, down. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do that. Alright. Let's get kind of evened out here for a second. Let's go ahead and add some more power, maybe. Let's see. I love that. I love that that actually works. And we've got horizontal transition. So we're going to go up a little bit more for that. Oh, I wanted to try landing gear. Landing gear. There we go. Alright. Perfect. Oh, cool. We can actually see it all. Now we have another window down there. That's awesome. I love that. So let's go up a little bit more here. I feel like maybe we should add a little bit more power. I'm not quite sure. we'll just keep going up. Because I really don't want to just slam into the ground. And let's go ahead and do this. There we go. I'm definitely slamming into the ground. Perfect. Clean as always. We'll add some more power. We're into orange now, so I definitely should have given a little bit more room for that. Perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of trim. Actually, I really don't like adding trim on these things just because I always forget about it. And then it shifts completely whenever you switch modes again. And it really messes me up because I can never, ever for the life of me remember that I added trim. But yeah, so it flies really nicely. I definitely should have given myself a little bit more room there to transition. Let's try going back. Oh no, my cargo. Oh, a little oscillation here. I'm going to try turning the power down a little bit. There we go. So I think that may just be an issue with the propeller spinning too quickly. I'm not quite sure. Unless I just did something. Oh no. Alright. I think we're good. Oh no. I need to stop saying that. Let's go ahead and get gear. Let's get auto hover mode. There we go. Alright, so that's a little bit smoother. Uh-oh. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Yeah, not quite sure why it's oscillating a little bit. But other than that, it seems to fly really nicely. And I can definitely land this one without a worry. I say that, and then it will blow up in a millisecond. There we go. And spaces brakes. If I can keep it down. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay, that's a toggle. I thought it was like push brakes. Perfect. So that all should be off and good, and those will just be spooling down. So really cool. I love the look of this thing. A lot of really nice details. It flew and transitioned to the flight modes really nicely, and then it just kind of started oscillating a little bit, so I'm not quite sure what was up with that. Very highly likely that it was user error. But other than that, great aircraft, and thanks for submitting. Alright, here we have the Airbus Beluga XE. That means extra egg. This is, of course, by Jack, and it's an absolutely lovely aircraft. Although, what I found whenever I spawned it is that it kind of crumples whenever it doesn't have infinite electricity on, and you spawn it. So that is a little bit of a thing, but it's not detrimental, since really it just needs it to kind of all lock into place just with some XML and things. But this thing looks absolutely beautiful, lovely detailing all around it, really cool landing gear. But yeah, an absolutely lovely aircraft, really nice details all along it, love the paint everywhere. But yeah, really nice aircraft, so many nice little details in it, and an awesome plane to try and rebuild, and I think you did a really great job of it. A lot of details, just absolutely everywhere. Love the paint. Yeah, it just looks all really, really clean. So we got some things on the side here we can do. I think this is for the ladder, or not the ladder, the stairs cargo door. Extend retract step, and there we go. Oh, those are kind of weird. They're like stretch tracks. Those are kind of cool, though. I've never seen a track kind of XML'd there. We got lights, connectors, cargo. So there is actually cargo already in here. So that was kind of cool. What's that? That's a piston for his door. So a very cool door. Yeah, very cool door. And we do need that top up to be able to get in. So then we can climb up in here. Do that. And go ahead and close the cockpit access. And let's see. We got autopilot stuff there. Systems. I absolutely love that. That is super cool. We got engines. I won't turn those on just yet. We got some stuff here, here. Cargo door. There's the button I was looking for. And that just closes right on up. Awesome. He got the shaping of this down perfect, and I absolutely love the little eye on there. It's so perfect. So let's get some lights on. We'll go ahead and get the engine on. Reversers, let's see. I think that's for flaps or something. I don't know what that is. Extender track steps. I think those are still out. Yep, there we go. All right. Nice little map here as well. Can we move around? No, it's just there. And we got RPS, fuel, and speed. So I think that is pretty much all of it. So let's go ahead and just get on out of here. We got standard controls, and one is our landing gear. We'll just take off on the taxiway here. Maybe not, actually. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. That didn't go well, Jack. That did not go well. Let's go ahead and get the landing gear up. It kind of just snagged on things. It kind of like angled over. I think it's just because the landing gear is so close in, it kind of leans to a side, and then every single time I've tried taking off, it kind of just snags. So that's alright, we're up in the air. Let's see how fast we're going. 350. I'm not quite sure if that is in kilometers or not, so I'm guessing kilometers. Or miles, actually, I don't know. I don't know what he does. I think it's normally kilometers for him. But yeah, so it flies really nicely. Its responsiveness is really nicely done. Let's see. We actually have moving elevators in the back, so that's really cool. I don't think it incorporates any rudder whenever you turn, so you kind of have to do that on your own and just kind of give yourself a little bit, just so that you do actually turn a little bit, which is alright. And I kind of feel like landing this thing, so we're going to try that. We're going to make our way back over here. Let's see. I don't think any of that. Oh, no. Not that. I thought that was like an arm button. Oh, there's where I want to be. I'm going to slow us down a little bit. And we're going to come in for a very janky landing here. Where's my airport? There. Can never remember which mountain it's behind. Not quite sure what the landing speed is. He did not do a very good workshop page, as usual. So we're going to go ahead and get the landing gear down. Come in for an absolutely beautiful, beautiful landing here. A little faster so I don't just hit this mountain. I really wish there just wasn't a mountain here. There we go. Now we got to go down really fast. Hit the runway. Gorgeous. Definitely just didn't fall 50 feet at the end. Oh god. Yeah, I kind of just snag on things, which is a little bit frustrating. I'm also going very quickly now. Should probably taxi slower. Let's try getting equaled out here for a little bit. That's not bad. Let's try slowly bringing that throttle up and not steering. We'll get a good takeoff of it. There we go. Perfect. Didn't snag on anything. Awesome. So there's a successful landing, kinda, and a takeoff for you. Very cool plane, Jack. I love all the paint details, and I just love this aircraft. It also flies really nicely. It is nice to kind of have a little bit of rudder incorporated, though, whenever you steer, just so I don't kind of have to tap it slowly to turn at all. Or I can just completely send it on over. But yeah, so great plane, Jack, and we'll go to the next, and I think final entry. Alright, here's our last entry. This is the Spruce Goose by Nitty Gritty. So really cool. I'm really happy that somebody did it. If it seems like I know where things are on this plane, it's because I already did it and didn't record it. So there's always one of those, which I'm always excited about. But yeah, so this one looks absolutely awesome. I'm really happy that somebody did it. And it's got that really cool little wood coloring and everything and all the details all throughout it. So they actually do have these big axes that go all the way down for engine maintenance and things like that. The Mars water bomber has them also, and you can literally just crawl down the wing, which is really cool. So I love the little details here with that. We got a little generator here. There's no workshop page. It was just a XML file, which is all right. But that means that if I miss anything, it's not really on me, unless it's really obvious. But yeah, I think he said he was going for his first little flight lesson, so really good luck on that. That's really fun. I'm really happy for you getting to do that. So let's go ahead and go down to the first deck here, and we'll check all of this stuff out after. So I absolutely love these little rib kind of looking things all throughout here. Kind of gives that perfect wood look to it all. Nice little XML details around as well. There are side doors, but they kind of flood a little bit, so I'm just going to leave those. We got some bilge pump stuff all around here, a distribution panel, more bilge pump stuff here, some equipment. This is a repair hydraulic system, so there is actually hydraulics and things in this aircraft, which is really cool. Let's go ahead back here, and this is the thing that makes it all possible, the old wheel glitch, because seaplanes and Stormworks are an absolute pain in the ass, and they're really difficult to make work without doing a ton of glitches. So I think that's most of everything, so we're going to go ahead and get into the engineer station here, which is an awesome little place to be. Let's go ahead and get all of our magnetos turned on. And this took me a little bit the first time to figure out, but there is this little button here, disable left and right RPM sync. So I believe that's what happens here because I can start 3 and then it'll start 6 at the same time. So that's all right. So that just took me a minute to figure out. So let's go ahead and start the inner ones. I had issues the first time with it kind of spinning around, so now I'm just doing the inner ones first and making my way out. I also had issues where it kind of just leapt out of the air for no really reason as soon as I started some of the engines up. So we're going to hope that doesn't happen now. And those are all good. I absolutely love the interior here. The cockpit is awesome. So we got all of our stuff up here for all of our lights. We got some flares. We got more throttle controls back here, as well as resync throttles and disable realistic behavior. And some more stuff around here. So there's a lot of really cool realistic details in this, which I love. We have moving rudder pedals, which is awesome. We've also got a slip indicator, heading, climb rate, turn coordinator, all of the awesome stuff. So he's really put in the work for that. We've also, my favorite thing ever is the open window, because on seaplanes, I don't know why, it just makes sense to have your windows all open up. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and add some throttle here. Our flaps are at 15, which is takeoff. I think he's got some system that kind of controls your speed and everything, and then it kind of auto puts you up into the air, which is a little bit weird. Not my favorite thing ever, but not the end of the world. We'll go ahead and keep those flaps up, and we're pretty quick as well. We're like 220 knots, I believe, so we're going to go ahead and bring that throttle down a touch, because we don't need to be going that fast. And I do not think that it has any auto rudder or anything like that whenever you are flying, but it flies really nicely. Everything kind of moves exactly how quickly I would think. The rudder is a little bit quick, but it's not too bad. And then again, we've got our turn coordinator, slip indicator, and all of that. So really cool. A lot of really nice details put into this thing, which I really love and appreciate. And it does just look awesome. It's got that nice seaplane hull to it. Yeah, everything's kind of just perfect on this one. Big landing lights as well. So this is definitely a very cool entry, and I believe our only second seaplane. So I'm glad a couple of people went and did that, because I'm a huge fan of seaplanes, especially these ones. So I'm going to go ahead and try landing. Again, I'm a huge fan of this cockpit. I love all the things that are kind of moved into place here. And we do have hydraulic systems and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our throttle down. Not quite sure what the landing speed on this is. Kind of hard to judge on Stormwork planes where they want to land. Some of mine are like, 60 knots. Some of them will not land unless you're at exactly like 119. And then you just fall out of the sky and die. So it's a balancing act. So I'm going to go ahead and bring those throttles down. I think I had them at like 0.19 last time and it was alright. And then whenever you get down to a certain altitude, it kind of just takes over control, which is a little bit odd. I didn't have elevator control there for a while, which wasn't my favorite. But people kind of have to do some weird things sometimes with the glitches to make it all work. Like right there, I stopped having elevator control. Not fully, but just enough. So we'll go ahead and bring that throttle down, and there we go. So that was a pretty good landing. That all worked. I'm not quite, yeah, that kind of, it makes it a little bit, like, makes it so my elevators only have like 5% control, which is alright. There's always some weird things that have to be done, but it's, yeah, it's a little odd. But other than that, I think it flies really nicely. I absolutely love all of the details packed into this thing. It's got so much in it for being so small. So really great nitty-gritty, and I think we'll end it there. Alright, that is it for this challenge, and there is definitely a winner. I am very sorry again that I can't have the voting open for a long time. It's only been open for probably 3 hours or something like that, but I really have to go. I'm already stretching it way too long. I gotta go drive pretty far, and I don't want to be driving super late all night. But yeah, so I am sorry about that, but I am glad that I got to do this and go through everybody's builds. I really loved every single one of them. They all just worked for this challenge so well, and you guys all did absolutely amazing on it. We'll see what it looks like if I do another challenge sooner or later. It takes quite a while to figure out and coordinate and get all the rules and everything like that. And then of course again I'll need time to do the video and everything like that. So we'll see how things go, but we'll just put this all in a nice bow and end it here for you. It's been a long time coming for this challenge, so again, thank you all for your patience. Sorry again for the delay and everything, but yeah, we'll announce the winner. Alright, the winner for this challenge is Exit. I absolutely loved your seaplane. Apparently other people did too. I'm really glad that you ended up going with the Clipper. I think you did a really good job of it, and it's just a really clean, well put together build. So congratulations, you will get a role on my Discord, and the person who has the most votes on the Discord will get the, whatever it's called, community favorite. I'll leave that vote open for a little bit longer, just to see how it goes. We have another, I think that's the Spruce Goose back there. But yeah, so I'll leave that one open for people to get the community favorite a little bit longer. But yeah, so thank you everybody who participated. Congratulations, Exit, and I hope you all enjoyed. And keep your eyes open for if we do another one soonish in the next year or 3 or 5.